for 4.
Use one. Is it possible you can get water?
Yeah, actually, from now until 7:13, you guys can go grab water. That's sweet. That's where we have water and stuff, or snacks. So you want that first week, still go there. So eat back. So this, the first food over there. That's that little red area box right there. So when you walk up the ramp, to the first door on your right, you can pass over 0. Yeah, there's a table and there's like snacks and there's like water there. You guys want to go back, grab some water there? Back or
We're gonna grab it.
yeah.
Huh? That's it?
No, it's just that.
Okay, thank you.
My friend, if someone tells you their house, then that for sure is a thing. And what you need to know and what you need to understand, it's not just a conversation. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. You have to really be into the vibe of house to understand exactly what I'm saying. But once you're in the house, there's no turning around. There's no coming back. There's nothing like this anywhere on this earth. This Chicago house. You can feel it. It's everywhere. What? This is Chicago house. And you see, house is bigger than just one thing. It's more than just music. House is a way of being. You be you, and let me be me. This is Chicago house.
August 21st, 2021, a date to remember is tonight. Chicago House AC plays their inaugural home match as they host New Amsterdam FC, as our pre-match preview is presented by Chicago Center for Orthopedics at Weiss Memorial Hospital. So good to be paired up with Dason Robinson. I'm Dan Kelly. A big opening night welcome, and this just isn't opening night. This is the first ever home match for Chicago House AC, a special night for the players. What are the feelings that they possess walking onto the pitch for the first time for this special night?
Yeah, Dan, it's exciting. I know they're ready for tonight. They're nervous, right? Anxious, ready to get this going. But I know it's going to be exciting for both teams.
We turn our attention to the match. Two teams trying to move up in the standings. Our keys to the match presented by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. What are your keys to the match from Chicago House's perspective?
Well, Chicago House definitely needs to maintain possession. Last game they had a bit of a challenging time keeping possession, and too many giveaways created more opportunities for Stumptown. A second point that they need to focus on tonight is staying compact defensively. As they stay compact defensively, right, they'll be able to keep everything in front of them and not allow many opportunities for New Amsterdam. The third key for tonight is creating more goal-scoring opportunities. They need to get more shots. Last game, they did not create a lot of opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net, so creating those opportunities is what they want to get going tonight.
Still early times in the season, but we're starting to glance at the standings, the NISA Fall League standings. Tonight taking on New Amsterdam FC, Chicago House. This is a team, New Amsterdam FC, that comes in feeling pretty good about themselves.
Yeah, they just came off of a tie, and they know that there's a great opportunity to continue to get on the board. They're excited about this opportunity. It's obviously Chicago House's opening tonight, but they want to try to spoil that.
And a little momentum on Chicago House's side as well, coming off of their first ever road win last weekend.
Yes, definitely. Once again, an exciting time in Chicago House's history to get their first victory. C.J. Brown getting his first victory. But they want to build on that momentum, build on that team camaraderie that they formed last game, and come out here for a good home victory.
Well, you build it brick by brick, and the foundation starting to be built here around Chicago House AC, a familiar stadium to a lot of soccer fans in the Chicagoland area. SeatGeek Stadium is the scene. Opening kick when we come back, the first ever home match for Chicago House AC.
This Chicago House Athletic Club broadcast is brought to you by the Chicago Center for Orthopedics at Weiss Memorial Hospital, by Nike Soccer, by Physical Therapy and Balance, and by Eat Clean Chicago.
This is Chicago house. This is Chicago house. This is Chicago house.
We know the thrill of pushing your body to that ultimate high.
And we understand how injury brings the most painful low.
Whether you suffer a tear, a sprain, a break, or the effects of time.
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital gets you moving again.
We treat Olympic, professional, and amateur athletes student athletes, and everyday people seeking active lives.
Our expert physicians and nurses diagnose your problem and provide state-of-the-art, non-surgical, and surgical treatment.
Physical therapists and rehabilitation experts guide your body back to the motion you want and need.
There's no injury too big
Or too small.
because when it's your body,
Your passion,
your mission to get back to doing what you love,
the sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital will get you there.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes, helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
At Moonlight, we believe better nights lead to better days, and better days add up to a better life. All of our mattresses use safe seam and fire-resistant technology without any spray-on chemicals. Not to mention our products are made right here in the USA in a little city called Elgin, Illinois. Our commitment to quality doesn't stop there. Just look at all those certifications. At the end of the day, or the middle of the night, Moonlight mattresses are the best choice for both baby and family. Moonlight. Better nights, better days.
Almost ready for opening kick here inside SeatGeek Stadium. Chicago House AC hosting New Amsterdam FC. First ever home match for Chicago House AC, but let's begin with the visitors. They are the guests after all, and focus on their starting 11. As we mentioned, this is a team right now that's in pretty good form.
Yeah, we got Malongo. He's a dangerous player, dangerous attacking player, and they'll be looking to get him on the board tonight. You also have some defenders, right? Defenders that have got on the board this season so far. You have Willard, who's got a couple goals this year. So we want to, as Chicago House, wants to take a look and make sure he's good to go, marked up.
The other side, CJ Brown's starting 11 for Chicago House, and looks like the same starting 11 for the third consecutive match. Is if it's not broke, no need to fix it.
No, not at all. We have Wolchik starting up top. We have Morris, Connor, Smith, Kafari. Want to make sure that he gets on the ball as a holding midfielder to settle everything down, and want this back four to make sure they remain compact and stay solid tonight.
See Drew Connor, the captain, wearing the captain's armband there, number 8, very familiar with this stadium and this pitch. And if your culture creators are guys like C.J. Brown and Drew Connor, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, C.J. Brown is obviously has a great track record here in Chicago and coaching. He's coached around MLS, and he's going to bring all that experience here with Chicago House. And Drew Connor, experienced pro, they're looking for him to lead tonight.
The challenging thing, as the player said, is playing in NISA is kind of like playing in the Wild Wild West because scouting and video is a little more limited in not knowing the opponent as much. It's a lot known, an unknown commodity game in, game out.
Yeah, definitely. I would liken it a little bit to the PDL. PDL, when I was playing back in the day, was kind of like the Wild Wild West a little bit as well. You don't know who you're playing against per se in terms of scouting, but you just got to show up and put out a good performance.
That's the voice of former Chicago Fire and LA Galaxy defender and MLS Cup champion, Dason Robinson. I'm Dan Kelly, just about to get set here. Nicole Green, the woman in the middle here in charge of the proceedings. The humidity is lifting a little bit. Should be a beautiful night for a little soccer.
Yeah, definitely. Rained a little bit earlier, so the field's probably pretty slick. So I know the players are looking forward to playing on this.
And off we go. Vincent will knock it back. We call him the last stop there, number 4 back there, the back line, O.J. Bedouard. Long searching ball over the top. Siobhan John Brown. He was creating trouble last match for New Amsterdam FC. An early foul here called in the first 20 seconds.
Looks like they're here. They're here to attack. They're here to attack right away. Chicago House has got to be ready.
They're athletic. They have speed, and they love to take defenders on 1v1. Barone and Siobhan John Brown behind it. Barone rips it in, and that's knocked away. Be a deep throw.
Solid clearance. Make sure you head that ball out wide, not back to the middle.
Especially in the first 2 minutes of your club's first ever home match.
Definitely.
So the first corner goes to the visitors. John Dennis curls it in. Good clearance, comes right down to Siobhan John Brown, who puts it wide there. Early look at goal for New Amsterdam FC. It's kind of cool. I looked down to see who the man in the middle was, and it wasn't a man in the middle.
No.
Tonight's match is being brought to you by Chicago House AC's Presenting Partners.
There's the experienced keeper for Chicago House, Michael Novotny. The read on him is you know what you're going to get from him every game. He's made a few clutch stops, including a penalty stop earlier this season. Anthony Smith bumped off the ball there. It was Sylvester getting back for it. Trying to filter that through. There's Mael Malongo, one of the danger men for New Amsterdam FC.
Yeah, it looks like early both teams are finding their forwards' feet, trying to settle in. So pretty solid action thus far.
Be nice if this young back line could get comfortable with the ball, moving it back and forth, and just build some confidence as well. There's the big striker for Chicago House, Wojciech, number 9. Spreading that ball around. Mijatovic. There looking for the foot of Anthony Smith. Wojciech had him in his sights.
Yeah, good run there. Good run. Just a little bit of miscommunication, but it's a good sign from House that Wojciech is on the ball. He's able to turn and face up and try to distribute.
Really looking forward to watching Wojciech more. First touch, one of the best in NISA, they say. Drew Connor's known him since he was 14, growing up in the Fire Academy. Drew says he can play in MLS right now. He's always been his favorite target man. He can score on the ground or on the air, and even a bomb from 35 yards out is not unfamiliar territory for Wojciech. Now looking to create, keeper out there first, as Novotny got to it first. Now trying to clean up some potential trouble. Off Kim for a throw.
Glad Novotny came off his line there. Looked like he was a little bit indecisive, but made the play happen.
Wojciech looking to get a little separation there from Bedouard. Drew Connor spreads it out wide. Cross coming in, there's Wojciech. First claim there, Kevin Tenho gets his paws around that.
Not the worst idea, though. Wojciech scored off a header last game, late, and so they want to make sure that they try to find him in the air because they know he's dangerous in the air.
Should say Sheldon Parkinson between the sticks for Amsterdam FC. Michael Kafari down for a moment. Drafted by Sporting Kansas City, Michael Kafari, back in the day. A veteran leader on and off the field.
I believe he's also played for New Amsterdam and Detroit City FC.
You're correct. Just in the 6th minute. Sohim Kim looking to get that pass back from Anthony Smith. Brushed away by New Amsterdam FC. Rising up was Drew Connor. Comes down there for Morris, deflecting high and wide.
All right. Good sign for Chicago already in the shot on goal, or attempt on goal.
So 1 corner so far for New Amsterdam FC. First corner of the night for Chicago House. Musa Morris awaits the delivery. Nice service by Morris, but rising up there was Bedouard to head it away. Trying that quick counterattack here. New Amsterdam FC. It's Kozelik back for Chicago House. There's Kozelik, number 7. It's the Jamaican Bedouard. Sylvester knifing that pass through. Daniel Vincent sends the cross in, and it was a good-looking one. Just missing the connection was Malongo. The danger, though, still around Chicago House's area. John Dennis now on the right side. Just watching that out.
Yeah,
Michael Novotny.
Yeah, pretty dangerous opportunity that just came through from the cross. Looks like Smith Jr. just kind of left him off the hook, defending here on the wing, and that's what created the opportunity to get a cross in.
So just growing into this game. It's Novotny, a second stringer with Hartford last year, but now can get some more minutes here with Chicago House as he started every match. Just slight breezes tonight south of Chicago. Malongo.
Well done.
Excellent tackle. Sulia going down to ground there. But possession maintained by New Amsterdam FC. Spoke too soon. They turn it over. Chicago House trying to make them pay. Anthony Smith bearing down on the penalty area, but well defended by the visitors. And again, it was O.J. Bedouard, the defending there.
The game is pretty open right now, Dan. And within the first 10 minutes of the game, you can see both teams are pretty excited to be here and are really going after it to get this victory.
Yeah, I was asking you so much this week about how excited the Chicago House players will be about playing their first ever home match here. Most of these players have not played in a stadium of 20,000 seats, great quality pitch. But we saw the New Amsterdam FC players doing the same thing, taking Instagram pictures as soon as they walked out on the field.
Definitely, man. It's a great environment. I remember my first game, and just great opportunities to win games and playoff games that we played here, man. It's always been a great place for me.
Do you remember who your first game was against?
Overall, FC Dallas. First game here, I don't remember. It'll come back to me.
That's fair. You're not 27 years old. You're a young man, but you're not 27 anymore.
Yeah.
Little spell of possession here from New Amsterdam FC. Barone along the left side. Siobhan John Brown looking to have Malongo latch onto that pass. He's been a frequent target there, number 19.
Then you hit that right on the head. They're trying to find Malongo up top and through, play those through balls quite a bit. So House's defense has got to be ready for that.
He scored the first goal versus Chattanooga, set up by Siobhan John Brown. In the meantime, here comes Chicago House. It was Kozelik who had it. Good reminder, if you missed this home opener, right back at it. Next Sunday night, 6:30 against Detroit FC, Chicago House, their second ever home match. Just visit ChicagoHouseAC.com to buy your tickets today.
Great ball.
Wojcik keeps it low, out to make the save, Sheldon Parkinson. Best try so far here, 11 minutes in.
Great work by Musa on the side here, setting up Wojcik, getting a shot on target.
So Musa Morris, almost the creator of a goal there. There you see the manager in the background, the manager for New Amsterdam FC, Buna Kundal. 6 seasons in Major League Soccer with the Red Bulls and the Rapids. He doesn't have positive memories back here. He said he was trying to score the equalizer. He was a keeper and joined the play in the penalty area and got a head on a ball in the final play of the game. Had his eyes closed. He still doesn't know where the ball went off his head. Lost 1-0. And then in 2011, I believe, with the Red Bulls, lost to the Chicago Fire on a penalty. So he's hoping for a better memory tonight.
Definitely.
They briefly had a chant Buna time when he was with the Rapids.
Played against Buna during my time in MLS, and I definitely remember Buna time quite a bit. He was a fan favorite.
Yeah, he's a good coach to talk to. He's got some personality.
Yeah.
He's got a sense of humor. It's important when you have to hear from the same man every day that he has a sense of humor.
Definitely.
There's Morris. Kafari, rush there, 2 against 1. Leads to a takeaway for New Amsterdam FC. Kafari trying to get it back. One of the keys tonight for the Fire, C.J. Brown mentioned it this week, he wanted his team to play compact. It's still early, but have you been satisfied with that so far?
Yeah, I think House has definitely been playing compact. And because they're playing compact, looks like New Amsterdam is trying to play over the top and trying to get behind that back line. So House is definitely doing a good job of that.
Good save there by Parkinson to prevent a potential corner turnover. Wojcik spreads it around. Anthony Smith is the flag up. It just bounces wide anyway. Smith there with the open goal look.
Wow, wow, what an opportunity, what an opportunity. Turnover in a dangerous area. Wojcik plays Smith in. Just wide. Oh man. That would have been, man, you talk about a dream start for Chicago House. That would have been amazing.
Something to build on. Anthony Smith, the creator there, number 14 there. He is around the ball. He's got that infectious energy, says C.J. Brown. Wojcik ready to motor the other way. Wojcik. Trying to turn it back to Kim. But Baroni was there. Sending it out wide. Salvatore Barone on it now. Checking his options. Barone. They get a little break. Malongo shoots, pings it in off the post, And Mael Malongo has opened up the scoring for New Amsterdam FC.
Dan, they say it quite a bit in soccer that when you don't put one away, the other team comes down and does it. Malongo does a great job, opens him up, then closes him, puts it in the far post with his left foot.
That placement, would you call that perfect?
In this instance, yes, definitely. Definitely.
We mentioned this is a team in good form coming to Chicago. They drew with LA Force and they beat Chattanooga FC 2-1, and now they have the early advantage.
I would say that's disappointing for House, because it's been a pretty even game thus far.
Their first card of the game. It's Musa Morris slowly and getting up with a little bit of a limp. Able to walk it off here. Well, there's a lot of youth on the Chicago House team, a lot of experience as well. We'll see how resilient they are, falling behind 1-0 early in the opening half of their first ever home match.
Yeah, this situation right here can tell you a lot about your players. You go down 1-0, how you face adversity, what do you do to recover? Then you always got to know that the game is never over till it's over.
Calming that ball down was John Dennis. Here's Malongo showing the frustration. He wanted another crack at goal.
Yeah, wanted a better ball there, better decision.
And that's the struggle for Chicago House. We saw in the early moments of this match that New Amsterdam FC wasn't shy about just going right at House. So if Chicago wants to open things up too much, they might pay the price.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do right now is just to stick to the game plan. Obviously, they're down, and they do want to push the game a little bit, but don't get out of character. Do what you're asked to do. Do what Coach C.J. Brown told them to do in the locker room. Keep the ball. We talked about the keys of the match, keeping possession, and they seem to be doing it right now.
It's a style, or some of the style, that he learned from Jason Christ, spending 8 years with him at Real Salt Lake. At first, CJ was a little impatient because that's not his style of play. He felt that they were playing sideways, but he started to see how it led to success. You wear teams down slowly, and then you put the fork in them, and had a little experience as well with his former teammate Chris Armas with New York Red Bulls, and of course they play directly Route 1 soccer, so he's taken the best from some of the best.
Yeah, definitely. Jason Christ obviously led Real Salt Lake to a title in 2009. Unfortunately, they beat us in the Eastern Conference Finals on PKs. Wish we could go back, but no, definitely. Jason Christ has definitely showed CJ quite a bit.
Plus, he wore the biggest watch maybe in the history of Major League Soccer coaching. Here's Kim, spent a couple years at Duke and UC Santa Barbara as well. And this is kind of a makeshift back line, especially the outside backs, right?
Yeah, definitely. You have Anthony Bovich and Kim as well, are both converted fullbacks. So that means they played different positions, and now CJ felt that they were best suited in these fullback positions. So we'll see how it goes tonight. So far, they think they're doing pretty well, both offensively and defensively.
He wants a different close dog, that kind of work, dog. Yeah, no try to give me a turn.
Mijatovic combines with Drew Connor. Connor keeps it on the deck. Morris, Wojcik, the flag is up, or Wojcik would have leveled this match.
Dan, here's what I'll say about that. Even though Wojcik was offside, it was a great build-up. Drew Connor got the show going. He played one touch, got the ball back, played to Musa. Musa drove at the defense, played a great ball, and just a little bit offside.
Yeah, you're right. It started with Mijatovic and Drew Connor, the little combination in the midfield, and they turned it ahead in a hurry. Looking to threaten here, New Amsterdam FC. Barone. Wisely just watching that wide as soon as he knew that it was not a danger. Goalkeeper Michael Novotny.
The Chicago Center for Orthopedics at Weiss Memorial Hospital is the official healthcare provider of your Chicago House AC. Visit chicagoortho.com to learn more.
C.J. Brown saying this week that he felt last year New Amsterdam FC was a team that never found their identity, but that has not been the case this season.
Malongo seems to be the main man this year, and they're really trying to find him with those balls over the top.
Una Kundul saying that they're just a more united group. They're a family. Possession was something that needed to improve last week, even though Chicago House defeated Stumptown. Have you liked their possession better tonight?
Definitely. They've started out pretty solid, keeping the ball, and they think they've had most of their opportunities from great spells of possession. They want to make sure that they continue to do that throughout the rest of the game.
It's Kelly Sylvester getting helped up there. You see tree trunks there on the legs of O.J. Bitword. That's maybe why he's the last stop, nicknamed by his head coach.
Yes, sir.
Cooling off into a beautiful evening. Chicago House, visions of an equalizer, but they don't want to rush it with the likes of Malongo up top for New Amsterdam FC. Mijatovic poking it forward. This is Musa Morris. Now it's Kim. Spots Anthony Smith Jr. out wide. Just beaten to that first touch of the ball. Kim, Anthony Smith Jr. Kozelik there. Looked like he might have had a window. Malongo the other way, looking for a little separation. Now 1v2. Malongo gets that separation. Back to get a piece of it, though. Excellent defending. Malongo still a threat around goal. Overshoots that pass, and it drops down for Drew Connor.
Malongo's dangerous. He's a dangerous player. These two center backs have got to be aware of him. They know that he's fast, so they need to make sure they're on the same page as they are defending him.
I believe it was Mijatovic who made that crucial play, or it might be 2-0.
Got to have each other's back there. Got to have each other's back right there, because the first defender was B.
Just like in life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Here's Bowie. He's adapted in a new position well. Converted left back, says head coach C.J. Brown. Musa Morris eyes that goal. Musa Morris gets it back. Musa Morris firing it wide. Again, creating more chances around goal.
Seems like a lot of the attack from Chicago is coming from Musa Morris. So they need to continue to find his feet.
See the quality. C.J. Brown said, we will get goals from Musa Morris. Drew Connor takes it from Morris. Now Anthony Smith Jr. out on the left side. Drops off for Musa Morris, 1v2. Backing things up there is Drew Connor. Nice little move. Ooh. You see the confidence from Drew Connor on the ball that you didn't always see at the MLS level, but of course he gets a lot more time on the ball and the field. And it's a different level.
Yeah, but he's one of the keys to this game for Chicago. They need to find him to connect the offense and the defense from going from east to west as well. They need his leadership out there.
He did say he would like to get on the ball more so far this season, knowing the importance he is to this team. And actually may drop more in a D-mid role just so he can come back and collect that ball.
Yeah.
No rush here from New Amsterdam FC with the lead on the road. Almost creating a turnover there was Anthony Smith. Instead, it's a foul.
Looks like right now Malongo is a one-man show up top. And right now the game plan right now is to find him. And that seems to be what New Amsterdam is going after almost every single time, whether it's from a long ball or a cross.
He seems to have the attitude, I don't care how many guys are back, I can go around him, just get me the ball.
Definitely.
Smith has had a nice night so far. They're absorbing the foul, which ended up causing a turnover if the whistle wasn't blown.
Yeah, I think overall, Chicago's having a much better game than the last week's game against Stumphouse. So I think it's very important that we continue this momentum. Even though they're down 1-0, they're playing well.
And just back to that point I made earlier about NISA, the unknown being the wild, wild west. Well, it's early in the season. Everybody's learning as we go along about different teams and what they do well, different players. Kozelik there, the tackle and the foul. A few boos. Some have called Michael Kozelik the Polish Jesus. A little stunned by this decision.
Just a little.
Dennis and Siobhan John Brown behind it. It's going to be Dennis. Clips it in.
Good ball.
Ooh.
Good ball. Good ball.
Looking to get ahead on it was, again, it's Bedward there who was dangerous, the big man.
As the official presenting sponsor for clubs throughout the season. For more information on Physical and their services, please visit physical.com.
Looking to go up 2-0 here. Cracked in by Dennis. That was well wide. That's again. Might want to mark him on set pieces. O.J. Bedward, he is a dangerous defender around that 6-yard box.
Listen, as a defender, you love going up on corners, right? Because you get an opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net, get a little different kind of joy.
Fans, the players are taking a brief hydration break. Thank you.
Brief hydration break. Doesn't seem that hot tonight, but part of that too. This was a humid day for Chicagoland.
Listen, it was. I was outside myself doing some coaching, and it was definitely humid. So I can understand why the water break is happening. We definitely got poured on by the rain a little bit earlier, too.
I remember my old partner, the legend Frankie Klopas. He hated playing in the heat. Heck, he hated broadcasting in the heat. What's your optimal temperature when you were a player back in the day?
You know what? This is pretty solid. I'm not sure what it is right now. Maybe 75, something like that. But overall, you want to too cool, too cold. I don't mind the cold, but too hot is not legit. I remember one time we played here, and the temperature on the field was like 121 or 110 or something like that. But in terms of ideal temperature, probably maybe about 75.
Back to the focus, the match. Hydration breaks are relatively new in soccer. It's a rarity that you can have this time with your coach in a group. How could you take advantage of it if you're C.J. Brown right now?
Yeah, well, definitely. I think we've seen about 30 minutes of the opponents, and C.J. is probably telling them, hey, we want to make sure that we're taking care of Malongo, knowing that they're trying to find him over the top, so we want to be ready for that. Telling Kavatny to be ready to come off his line, continue to push them to maintain possession. And I think as they do that, they'll have success.
It's an obvious answer, I believe, but communication, the whereabouts of Malongo, is that a key for that back line tonight?
Most definitely. The two center backs need to make sure that they are on the same page once again. When they step, when they drop, wherever Malongo is, that's where they either want to be or want to make sure he's in offside position.
That's the man, Dason Robinson. I'm just Dan Kelly with our crew here on a beautiful evening for the beautiful game. Chicago House, their first ever home match. Mijatovic drags it out of the back. Sulia over for Kim. Kim overshot that long ball with visions of Wojcik. Kozelik helps Chicago House keep it. Off balance, almost making the play was Wojcik, but instead, on the other way, it's the counterattack from New Amsterdam FC. Malongo again. This time runs into a roadblock, and it's Kim who takes it off his feet. He looks like an interesting player, Kim, with some potential.
Looks like a pretty technical player. Like to see him maybe get up the line a little bit more and get some crosses in.
Turnover in the midfield. New Amsterdam FC pass behind Malongo, but now he catches up to it. Malongo, that shot is muffled off a body and out of play.
It's like Barone with the shot there. Hits it with his left foot. Nice block there.
Sulia with the block for Chicago House. Looking to sneak another one in here in the later portions. Dennis. Hanging cross. Getting a foot to it. Chicago House now rising up to it as Kozelik pushing it away further. A little bit of a lazy pass. Trying to poach on that was Wojcik to potentially go the other way. Now trying to carve out space down the right side. And a rather robust tackle will lead to a free kick upcoming for New Amsterdam FC. It was Mijatovic with that tackle.
Thought that might be a card there. It's pretty strong tackle there.
I would agree.
But it looks like he has avoided it thus far.
Mijatovic chatting up the opposition. Daniel Vincent there of their disagreements over that most recent call or lack of call of a card.
I will say this, Dan. It's I have a little bit better understanding of how challenging it is to be a referee. So maybe, she wants to take her time distributing those yellows.
It's one of the hardest jobs in the world. Yeah. Everybody hates you. Ooh, diving save there, Michael Novotny.
Great save, great save.
It was Barone with the blast.
Novotny got his paw to that, kept it out the back of the net.
Barone now has been behind a couple of dangerous tries. Here, off the corner, getting a hand to it there, Michael Novotny. Trouble still lingers.
Good ball.
Quieted down will be a goal kick for Michael Novotny and Chicago House AC.
And then CJ's been saying that Novotny's been playing well the first two games, and you can see with both of those saves and attempts on the ball, and Novotny seems to be in control of his box.
Beautiful kits, great merchandise. Excellent logo Chicago House AC has, so if you want to get some merchandise, jackets, t-shirts, whatever you can think of, don't forget, check out chicagohouse.com. Or rather, shop chicagohouseac.com. Cleaning things up out of the back there. Mijatovic. There's Kafari dropping deep to grab it. Switching over to Kim. Kozelik now drifting over to the right side. Missed that connection. Barone. Malongo. Siobhan John Brown skipping forward, New Amsterdam FC. And the pressure around the ball a little too much, and Chicago House forcing that turnover. Got a little hand on his shirt there, Bedward. Allowed him to take it away from Wojcik. Connor's pushed down. It's whistled.
Chicago seems to find themselves turning the ball over quite a bit. They kind of got away from moving the ball. And what I mean by moving the ball is 1, 2, 3 touches. Play a little bit quicker. That's when they have success.
Kim off of Smith. Kozelik. Had eyes there for Drew Connor, but New Amsterdam FC once again behind the ball. Some dangerous dribbles there by John Dennis. Drew Connor. Musa Morris quieting that ball down. Kafari. Drew Connor. Now a little good spell of possession here. We'll see if it leads to a chance. The perimeter of the penalty area booted away by New Amsterdam FC.
Like I said, Dan, that's the key. And look at another turnover right here. Now they're under attack.
And the wrong guy going forward. Malongo, he's already got one. Malongo, this time out to make the save. Malongo looking for another one. This pings off the post. Novotny stopped the first one. The second try off the goal post. Nervous moments around Kim's goal.
Good save by Novotny. Stayed big, stayed wide. He's really keeping his team in the game. Because as I mentioned before, right now Chicago is finding themselves in trouble because they're just giving the ball away too easily. They really have to start valuing the ball a little bit more.
Wojcik knocks that down. Drew Connor with the opportunity. Anthony Smith. Kim. Sulia. Michael Kafari. Connor and Morris. Michael Kafari again. Michael Kozelik. Whistled for that foul going forward, got a hold of the defender.
It's better though from House. It's better that they're keeping the ball. They just now have to get that final pass, and I'm looking for them to find Musa's feet. Musa seems to be one of the most dangerous players on House, and he's been a creator of chances for them.
It's kind of gone quieter. He was more active earlier in the match, but that's because also New Amsterdam FC is playing better and having more of the ball around Chicago House's goal. They're out of Long Island. They play at Hofstra University, New Amsterdam FC. Looking for a late goal. They were foiled by the post minutes ago. Hanging cross. And Kim does well with it to head it out. Called his name a few times here, Michael Novotny, with some clutch stops in the late minutes of the opening half. Just poked into a dangerous area. Make it 2-0. Amsterdam FC. Jesus Batiz there with the finish.
A goal kind of coming out of nothing. Looks like Kim didn't really deal with the ball in the box as well as he would have liked to. Ball gets crossed in by Vicente, and next thing you know, it's in the back of the net.
Would it be too harsh to say that there was a few mistakes on that sequence?
Oh, I would agree. I would agree. It's a tough one, once again, because I don't think right now that New Amsterdam is 2 goals better necessarily than House. But at the end of the day, then, they put the ball in the back of the net. Chicago has it.
And it's not a surprise the guys who have put the balls in the back of the net, Batiz, Mael Malongo, they are the dangerous men for this side. Anthony Smith trying to snare a late one. Look at the pace there of Malongo again. Malongo, a saving tackle. Malongo's not finished yet, though. Clips it into the area. Connor helps that ball away. And it's Musa Morris ready to begin the attack.
Great tackle there by Ujatovic.
Anthony Smith trying to play that through. Good idea. As he had Wojcik in front of him. 2 minutes minimum will be added to this first half. Ooh, hard tackle there. Oof. That was Kafari on Malongo, and Malongo takes a seat for a moment. Seems like this game's got a little more physical as the halves marched on.
Yeah, definitely a strong tackle there by Kafari. And I know sometimes the mentality of some players is that you need to send a message at some point in time in the game to let them know that you're there.
So final about 90 seconds of this opening half. Malongo in Batiz with the goals for New Amsterdam FC. Quick restart, Kim. Pushing it out wide. Anthony Smith Jr. Spins it back to Kim. Service coming off the foot of Kim. There's Musa Morris. Flag was up. Chicago House get it back.
Flag still up.
And we continue to see more of this. Players down. Anthony Bowie going down there, wincing in pain for Chicago House.
Looks like he may have just caught the ankle of Bowie.
Able to jog it off. First half whistle sounds some good, especially earlier in the first half from Chicago House AC, but just too much Malongo and the likes of Batiz, and it's 2-0 advantage right now for the visitors.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because, like I said before, I don't think New Amsterdam is up 2-0, and they completely deserve it in terms of they played so much better than Chicago, but once again, they've done their job.
We'll take a quick break here inside SeatGeek Stadium, Bridgeview, Illinois, just south of Chicago. It's the first ever home match for Chicago House AC. Unfortunately, they trail 2-0 at the break. We'll return in a moment.
This is Chicago House. This is Chicago House. This is Chicago House.
I think what makes championship teams are those the core players that can work. Being in Chicago, it's not hard to find those guys.
Just a bunch of familiar names, and we're gonna try and build a core. We're gonna show people what Chicago is about.
It's always been that thing like, oh, what could it be if we could all just play here?
I think that's one of the coolest things about this team is you do have a lot of local guys from a lot of different backgrounds.
For the guys that are from here, you know, we're building something special.
The food, the people, the music, which is deeply tied to what we're doing here as well with the Chicago House.
You can't ever go wrong with Chicago when it comes to vibes.
It's come full circle with CJ and the guys that I grew up playing with. It's simply the best.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes. helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
We know the thrill of pushing your body to that ultimate high.
And we understand how injury brings the most painful low.
Whether you suffer a tear, a sprain, a break, or the effects of time.
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital gets you moving again.
We treat Olympic, professional, and amateur athletes, student athletes, and everyday people seeking active lives.
Our expert physicians and nurses diagnose your problem and provide state-of-the-art, non-surgical and surgical treatment.
Physical therapists and rehabilitation experts guide your body back to the motion you want and need.
There's no injury too big
or too small,
because when it's your body,
your passion,
your mission to get back to doing what you love,
the sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital will get you there.
Back inside SeatGeek Stadium, 45 minutes in the books. Right now it's New Amsterdam FC on top, 2-0. Chicago House AC somehow have to try and find a solution. It's great to be paired up in the broadcast booth with my buddy Dason Robinson. I'm Dan Kelly, and glad you're enjoying the first ever home match for Chicago House AC. But I know one way to enjoy it more if the home team was winning. What's your solution to stop the speedsters of the likes of Malongo up top for New Amsterdam FC?
Yeah, Dan, I think they need to make sure that they're ready for New Amsterdam's clearances and through balls. Right now, I think they're playing a little bit too high. They need to go a little bit more in depth, drop off a little bit. And they got to recognize who they're playing against. They're playing against a speedster. They're playing against players who have a lot of athleticism and can get behind them.
Your analysis presented by Nike. Also a reminder, our halftime show is presented by Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Right now, the Chicago Fire the Chicago House AC, I knew that would happen at least once, partner. Chicago House AC trying to find some positives moving forward. Looking ahead to the second half, we'll look back at some highlights when we return to SeatGeek Stadium.
I think what makes championship teams are those the core players that can work. Being in Chicago, it's not hard to find those guys.
Just a bunch of familiar names, and we're going to try and build a core. We're going to show people what Chicago is about.
It's always been that thing like, oh, what could it be if we could all just play here?
I think that's one of the coolest things about this team is you do have a lot of local guys from a lot of different backgrounds.
For the guys that are from here, you know, we're building something special.
The food, the people, the music, which is deeply tied to what we're doing here as well with the Chicago House.
You can't ever go wrong with Chicago when it comes to vibes.
It's come full circle with CJ and the guys that I grew up playing with. It's simply the best.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes, helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
We know the thrill of pushing your body to that ultimate high.
And we understand how injury brings the most painful low.
Whether you suffer a tear, a sprain, a break, or the effects of time.
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital gets you moving again.
We treat Olympic, professional, and amateur athletes, student athletes, and everyday people seeking active lives.
Our expert physicians and nurses diagnose your problem and provide state-of-the-art, non-surgical and surgical treatment.
Physical therapists and rehabilitation experts guide your body back to the motion you want and need.
There's no injury too big
or too small,
because when it's your body,
your passion,
your mission to get back to doing what you love,
the sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital will get you there.
At Moonlight, we believe better nights lead to better days, and better days add up to a better life. All of our mattresses use safe seam and fire-resistant technology without any spray-on chemicals. Not to mention our products are made right here in the USA in a little city called Elgin, Illinois. Our commitment to quality doesn't stop there. Just look at all those certifications. At the end of the day, or the middle of the night, Moonlight mattresses are the best choice for both baby and family. Moonlight. Better nights, better days.
We start to digest some of the stats from that first half. Yes, the scoreline is not the way you would like it from Chicago House's perspective, but the stats weren't that lopsided in favor of New Amsterdam FC.
No, not at all. I mean, nine shots to 6 for New Amsterdam, and three shots on goal to 1 for Chicago House. But the issue right now, my friend, is they put the ball in the back of the net, and Chicago has had opportunities to score. As some of you can see, that the shots have been obviously saved and maybe just a little bit wide, but Chicago's had their opportunities too.
Night Soccer will let us see some of those highlights from the opening 45 minutes. And remember, this is a special night for both teams. A lot of these players have never played in front of a stadium with 20,000 seats this big.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience for all of these players, and you know, something that they can write home about. But with that being said, you gotta show up. You gotta put the performance out there. And right now, New Amsterdam is doing what they're supposed to do by putting the ball in the back of the net.
There's Musa Morris, especially the first portion of the opening half. He was a name you mentioned frequently for creating dangerous opportunities.
Yeah, he's definitely key to this team. He needs to be on the ball. They need to find him because he has something different. He's a creator. He has vision. He's quick. He's technical. So I know Chicago, I know CJ is hoping that they find his feet more and that he creates a few more opportunities for them.
And there's just the late little casual defending, a few mistakes we mentioned on that play. We have to also talk about the goalkeeping from Michael Novotny, a few clutch saves as well from Chicago House's goal.
Novotny has been big for House this first half, and has kept him in the game definitely. So once again, CJ said that he's been big for them in the first couple of games, and he's repeated those type of performances so far in the first half.
Yeah, a coach's dream is when you have a player and you know what you're going to get from him every night, and that seems to be the case with the veteran. Young supporters getting a little snack, getting a little sugar high for the second half on your way back.
I think what makes championship teams are the core players that can work. Being in Chicago, it's not hard to find those guys.
Just a bunch of familiar names, and we're going to try and build a core. We're going to show people what Chicago is about.
It's always been that thing like, oh, what could it be if we could all just play here?
I think that's one of the coolest things about this team is you do have a lot of local guys from a lot of different backgrounds.
For the guys that are from here, you know, we're building something special.
The food, the people, the music, which is deeply tied to what we're doing here as well with the Chicago House.
You can't ever go wrong with Chicago when it comes to vibes.
It's come full circle with CJ and the guys that I grew up playing with. It's simply the best.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes, helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
We know the thrill of pushing your body to that ultimate high.
And we understand how injury brings the most painful low.
Whether you suffer a tear, a sprain, a break, or the effects of time.
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital gets you moving again.
We treat Olympic, professional, and amateur athletes, student athletes, and everyday people seeking active lives.
Our expert physicians and nurses diagnose your problem and provide state-of-the-art, non-surgical, and surgical treatment.
Physical therapists and rehabilitation experts guide your body back to the motion you want and need.
There's no injury too big
or too small,
because when it's your body,
your passion,
your mission to get back to doing what you love,
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital will get you there.
At Moonlight, we believe better nights lead to better days, and better days add up to a better life. All of our mattresses use safe seam and fire-resistant technology without any spray-on chemicals. Not to mention our products are made right here in the USA in a little city called Elgin, Illinois. Our commitment to quality doesn't stop there. Just look at all those certifications. At the end of the day, or the middle of the night, Moonlight mattresses are the best choice for both baby and family. Moonlight. Better nights, better days.
This Chicago House Athletic Club broadcast is brought to you by the Chicago Center for Orthopedics at Weiss Memorial Hospital, by Nike Soccer, by Physical Therapy and Balance, and by Eat Clean Chicago.
Some beautiful shots of one of the most beautiful downtowns in North America. We're a little south of there. Bridgeview, Illinois, SeatGeek Stadium next to Dason Robinson. I'm Dan Kelly. There's the head man for New Amsterdam FC, Buna Kundul, talking strategy. His team right now up 2-0. Chicago House. This will be a good test of resiliency for this young side.
Yeah, definitely. Think about the game of soccer. It's always a tale of two halves. So there's always an opportunity to come back, and I think Chicago House is looking forward to the second half to get on the board and build up some momentum to try to win this game.
The season is still young. It's a young team. I don't believe Chicago House has faced a 2-0 deficit yet this season, so another learning experience on the fly as well, and the added pressure of your first ever home match.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to face a lot of different challenges in the game of soccer when you're playing. Down 1-0, down 2-0. But they say that 2-0 is the most dangerous score in the game. Why? Chicago House scores a goal, and now momentum shifts a little bit. And New Amsterdam might be on their heels.
Nicole Green, the woman in the middle, allows this second half to begin. Drew Connor and Musa Morris along that far side. Kafari. David Abador has come off the bench, number 5. He has the ball right now for Chicago House AC. Wojcik dragging it forward. Bowie, service in. Morris was around and the keeper out came to rush him as well, Sheldon Parkinson.
Keeper came out a bit wild, but good action from Chicago. Getting the ball wide, get it across in.
Musa Morris there. We mentioned David Abador now. The back line for Chicago House. Some veteran experience added there. Long rip from distance. Wojcik with the try, why not? And the boys have been saying that. They've seen that at training a few times or in scrimmages. He is not just a guy who can finish in the 6-yard box.
Not too far away, it's a good hit. Chicago House in this first 2 minutes has New Amsterdam on their heels right now.
Derek Huffman, also off the bench, number 99. We talked about Almazon, number 5. He was an amazing indoor goal scorer, the word is. Maybe he's able to sneak it forward.
Hoping he can bring some of that to today's game.
Called for a foul there as he rose up to David Abador.
Two substitutions for your Chicago House at the start of the second half. Having entered the match, number 5, David Abador, replacing number 32, Rodolfo Zulia. Also exiting the match, number 14, Anthony Ray Smith, and entering the match, number 99, Derek Hoffman.
As Smith created some dangerous moments, replaced by Huffman. Backing off. McCahill. Batiz, he scored the most recent goal for New Amsterdam FC. Navigates that through to Siobhan John Brown. This is Vincent. That's off of Kozelik. The fight still alive for Amsterdam FC. Excellent defensive work. Mijatovic, the defending there for Chicago House. And they need a little breathing room right now. Get the idea that New Amsterdam FC is going to continue to hunt for that third goal.
Yeah, it's going to be real crucial for them to definitely try to get another one.
Wojcik swarmed by the enemy.
Swarmed is an understatement.
Has anything surprised you tonight from either side?
Get it, boy. Get it.
Not really.
Get it, boy.
You know, they both came out pretty strong. Looked like they were both sticking to their game plan. Looks like Chicago kind of just got away from their plan midway through the first half, and New Amsterdam stuck to theirs by playing Malongo over top, trying to find his feet in and getting behind.
Take that first one or two punches, and then sometimes that game plan goes out the window.
Yep.
And it was a two-punch first half. Goals from Malongo and Batiz. Using the width of the pitch, Batiz drags it into the middle. Just eating up a little bit of this match with some possession while they enjoy a two-goal advantage. The aggressor there is Kozelik, breaks things up. Just unable to thread that final separating pass through. As Huffman was darting forward. Morris lays it off. Musa Morris running back onto it. Some shouts for a corner.
Good action there by Chicago. Saw Kim get forward in the attack, and I think that's going to be great. That's going to be great for them the rest of the second half.
Special opening night, first ever home match for Chicago House AC. Trying to change the score line. Kozelik under duress, so he gives it away and also absorbs the foul. Dropping back there to make himself available. Drew Connor, he keeps it on the deck. Wojcik was trying to play that on to Huffman. Solved by New Amsterdam FC.
Yeah, good tackle, good tackle.
Here's Drew Connor with that tackle. Starting to see him on the ball more. Spots Musa Morris. That's helped away by Daniel Vincent. And it will spark some boos from the home supporters.
I'm glad to hear those. Glad to hear those. Dan, House has to find the feet of Drew Connor, and Musa, and Wojcik. Those three right there are key for them to get back into this game right now. Whenever they find their feet, they are having success.
Especially maybe leading that group is Wojcik, because they were finding him earlier in the match, and it's been a long while, it seems. He's been on an island.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, they're trying to find him a little bit more second half here. He's had a couple of opportunities to, you know, play some through balls and or flicks, things of that nature. And, you know, they just haven't come off yet. But it's a good sign. It is a good sign for Chicago.
Been down a while. Nice to see Siobhan John Brown slowly make his way up. Those are some pretty sharp kits as well the visitors have. Not as sharp as Chicago House AC, but looking good on the road.
Yeah, those bright socks. They definitely let you know that they're here.
A reminder, this is the first home match, but the next home match, next Sunday, August 29th against Detroit FC. Visit our website at chicagohouseac.com/tickets to buy those tickets today. Abador heads that out. We talked about when you're playing in lower divisions, sometimes it's difficult to know about the opposition. As a defender, was that intimidating for you sometimes, knowing that, yeah, I'm going to have to maybe mark a guy like Malongo, but I don't necessarily know what qualities he brings to the pitch?
Well, that's true. But once you play the first 5-10 minutes or so, you're like, okay, this player is quick, or he's fast, or he's crafty, right? You gotta adjust and get ready for it.
Like a computer, just quickly gauge that and adjust
and go from there.
Bowie the toss in. It's off of Wojcik and out. Musa Morris bullied off that ball, but now trying to do the same and draws a free kick. Just a lot of fight there from Musa Morris. Kim skids out, gets back to his boots. Drops down for Kafari. Drew Connor. A few little crossovers. Drew Connor left foots it in. Oh, the chance there. Derek Huffman with the aerial try wide of frame.
It's just a great ball in by Drew Connor. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. Do you dive there? Do you stick your foot out? It's a tough one, but great ball in by Drew Connor.
Yeah, a little room service delivery there from the former captain at the University of Wisconsin, Drew Connor. Bowie all of a sudden detects that he has a lot of green space in front of him. Wojcik tries to push it on to Huffman, but instead it's New Amsterdam FC behind the ball. Batiz slipping the pass through, but hurriedly off his line, Novotny. Fresh legs off the bench of David Abador. Initially his plan was to play college soccer. COVID was part of the decision making, but all of a sudden decided to try to be a pro soccer player as well.
Listen, he's been solid for Chicago coming in. Looks like he has pretty solid command back there. And, you know, as you've seen, they haven't had too many opportunities, New Amsterdam, the second half. So it's been a pretty solid sub for the Chicago House.
Got his feet wet last weekend, 45 minutes as well off the bench.
Just trying to rally the troops, which is a good sign.
Looks almost to be a beautiful full moon here outside of SeatGeek Stadium. Turnover, bad place for a turnover, but that's how you recover. Big block there from Michael Kafari.
Indeed. New Amsterdam has been struggling a little bit this second half. They haven't really had a lot of possession, so they probably want to settle themselves down a little bit.
Trying to find a spark here. Approach the hour mark. Served too far in front of Huffman, but he had excellent recovery to get to that ball. Musa Morris into the penalty area. And Musa Morris, his touch just failed him at the wrong time. Plus a lot of excellent defensive cover back for New Amsterdam FC. Chicago House now, though, starting to wrestle a little momentum. Searching ball there for Wojcik. Wojcik able to poke it loose. Wojcik. Anthony Bowie pressured. Good movement to Kafari. Kafari keeps it on the ground. Huffman inches towards goal. Falls kindly for Drew Connor. Spun off that ball. New Amsterdam FC looking for a safe outlet.
Good pressure. They're not letting them out.
It was Kim there applying the latest pressure. Bowie, that pass changes directions on the way to Kozelik, trying to chase it down.
All right.
In a corner.
Good spell for Chicago right now. I think it'll be a great opportunity to get a goal right here.
A historical goal as well. First ever for this young club in their first ever home match.
Looks like New Amsterdam's playing this zone type of corner defense. We'll see how it works.
How can you tell that? Because they're spread out more?
Yeah, they're spread out more. Chicago's players are obviously trying to attack, and usually it's a little bit more of a battle in there.
Morris, excellent delivery. Connor brings that ball down softly, but foul is called.
Great touch there from Connor. Man. Wow.
Impressive.
Yeah.
You learned that from Schweinsteiger.
Yeah.
So-In Kim right now behind the ball. Has a few laughs with our match official, Nicole Green. Kim's got that nice long Drew Connor hair as well. You'd like to see this lead to a goal with his side down 2-0, 63rd minute.
Substitution for New Amsterdam FC in the 63rd minute of play. Exiting the match, number 14, Jesus Batiz. Entering the match, number 99, Chris Bermuda.
So Chris Bermuda comes on with this New Amsterdam FC team enjoying a 2-0 lead. You know, all substitutions this time of the night are going to be defensive-minded, correct?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that New Amsterdam probably needs a little bit more attack, and they probably are finding somebody in there who's going to settle the team down a little bit more. They need to push it. They can't just sit on it because Chicago is coming at them.
Huffman making the overlap is Bowie, and another corner on the way for Chicago House.
Another corner. They had only 2 corners in the first half. They've had at least, what, three corners, you would say, the second half, so they're really pushing.
Drew Connor.
Good ball.
Good punch away there by Sheldon Parkinson. That's the second great service we've seen in recent moments from Drew Connor. Deep throw here. Kim. Kozelik. Back to the cul-de-sac for Chicago House AC. And that cross, a fair catch for the keeper, Sheldon Parkinson. He's got some length to him. Not a bad attribute when you're a keeper.
Not at all.
Bowie dispossessed. Malongo looking to thread that through. Had visions of Siobhan John Brown. Those two seem to combine frequently. A frustrated Wojcik watches that pass bound by him a few feet off target. Defending there from David Abador, who's come off the bench for the second consecutive match for C.J. Brown and Chicago House. Vincent squeezes it through, making the turn. Malongo, he's got the brace. New Amsterdam FC, it's a 3-0 advantage on the road.
New Amsterdam FC goal scored in the 66th minute of play.
What can you say? Ball in from Vicente. Longo. Nice quality turn. Nobody was close to him. A man not marked up in the box of that caliber is a problem.
His placement has been sublime. And one of the reasons right now New Amsterdam FC leads 3-0.
Here's the thing, Dan. Once again, it's not, in my opinion, it's not that New Amsterdam has just outplayed Chicago. It's not that at all.
Heard the screams there, and you knew a yellow was going to come out with that confrontation, a booking on David Abador. And that's Siobhan John Brown down.
Maybe a little frustration there.
Yep. Just like we saw that frustrating foul in the first half, a crunching tackle.
Yeah.
Spotted immediately.
The referee has shown a bookie's post-score booking and showing a yellow card issued to Chicago House number 5, David Aguilar, in the 67th minute of play.
Nice to see Siobhan John Brown back up and appears to be all right. There's CJ, your former teammate, the legend, member of the Ring of Fire.
Definitely a legend, no doubt about it.
Of course, it would take all night to talk about his MLS playing career, but I'm impressed by his coaching career. He's got a lot of experience, just under a decade, I believe, as an assistant with a lot of great head coaches. And he got into coaching pretty much straight out of playing. There wasn't a lot of hesitation or downtime for CJ.
Yeah, it looks like he linked up with Jason Christ pretty quick after he got done playing, and obviously he was with Frank Yallop as well, and just been with Jason a few times. Obviously been in Orlando, New York, and Chris Armas, so he's been around quite a bit with some great head coaches there.
Would it be accurate to describe CJ's personality as chill, but unless you mess with him or don't work hard, the chillness will go right away?
I would agree with that. I've faced a little bit of his wrath from time to time on the field, in the games or practice. So, but you need it though. You need people to hold you accountable. You need people to challenge you and push you. And I know that's what he's doing with this team. And right now, this is a learning experience.
It's like a lot of people in this league, a learning experience, different roles, different positions. And CJ now getting the first go as a head coach. That's a big difference from being the assistant.
Definitely. You're the man in charge. You're the man in charge. And so it's all on you, but, definitely the players have got to perform.
Good work by John Siobhan Brown, almost leading to another glorious opportunity from the danger man, Mael Malongo. But that's a few times Michael Novotny has had to leave his line early to break up potential danger. Daniel Vincent down for New Amsterdam FC. CJ Brown seems to be a little agitated and voicing that with the fourth official with the dive signal. There's Bowie. He's trying to play out this game with a little possession and their comfortable lead here now in the 71st minute.
Yeah, they're real comfortable right now, so they're going to try to just knock it, keep possession, try to keep Chicago off of the ball as much as possible. But as you can see, with these fouls starting to accumulate, Chicago is taking out their frustration on New Amsterdam in terms of the fouls.
Well, a reminder, if you want to wear some of the great Chicago House shirts, merchandise, gear, you name it, just visit our website at shopchicagohouseac.com. Your home for your Chicago House AC fan needs. Novotny plays that as that took a touch off a House player on the way by. So looking for some positives here in the closing minutes. Trying to build on because they're right back at it again next Sunday night at home against Detroit FC. A team that they lost to earlier this year. Good showing, but lost 3-2 to Detroit FC. Chicago House, are you starting to see fatigue show up a little bit, or is it maybe just mental fatigue from the scoreline.
Yeah, it's definitely more so mental fatigue. You know, whenever you're down 3-0, I mean, you can. The mindset is like, can we actually come back? And I hope that they do have a belief that they can. I mean, that's so crucial for the mentality of a team. If you think about one of the great games, was it maybe back in 2005 Champions League final? I think it was Liverpool came back from 3-0 down at halftime with AC Milan, and so you hope that house players are like, listen, all we need is one. And I try to tell players that I coach, or whenever if we're ever down or anything like that, it only takes one goal, right? You can't hit a home run in soccer.
And I'd feel better at training the following week if I lost 3-2 versus 3-0 with a little comeback attempt. Here looking for another one. That's a huge stop by Novotny. Second try, just too much from New Amsterdam FC. The lead is now grown to 4-0, but an initial brilliant stop from Michael Novotny.
Solid cross in from Brown. Longer tries to get on it. Like you said, great first save by Novotny, but could not stop the follow-up shot.
New Amsterdam FC goal scored in the 74th minute of play by number 99, Chris Bermudez.
So Bermuda is one of the expected changes in the starting 11. He wasn't, but comes in off the bench and is able to pot home another goal for the visitors.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was asked to do, right? Was come in, give a spark, and that's exactly what he did. So House is, I know they're not happy right now, obviously with the score line, but I think at this point in time, it's more so about pride. It's more so about, all right, what are we going to do as a team to continue to maintain and push through this? Because this is a challenging score right now, but where's the mind right now? Are they going to be here, or are they going to just kind of let the rest of the game go?
I know this sounds a lot like a guy that's in air conditioning right now in shorts and not running around, but I'm kind of surprised at another hydration break here in the second half, but hey, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, I am as well, but you know, I think it was already scheduled and probably just going with the flow, going with the schedule.
I was just thinking, Dason, as we learn about this league and the different players, and there's a lot of great players, like a Wojciech for Chicago House. We saw on the other side tonight, just a brilliant performance from Mael Malongo. And we oftentimes hear players talk about their teammates saying, he could play in MLS right now, or he should. It would be fun to kind of, not to be negative, but to try to find maybe a deficiency. Why isn't this guy in MLS? Why isn't this guy in a top team right now in USL? And see, and maybe they can improve as the season goes on, and that's where their next stop will be.
Yeah, definitely. You know, your job as a player is to show up and perform. And if you are performing at whatever level you're at, then somebody's going to notice that. And so once you get an opportunity maybe to go to the next level in some capacity, can you do the same? Can you continue to show up when asked to?
Yeah, it's so true. It doesn't matter what level you're playing on. If you've got a lot of skill, somebody's going to see you.
For sure. Dan, here's the thing, though. There's still a lot of time left.
Yeah.
We're only in the 77th minute, and
we're going to have a lot of extra time.
Yeah, yeah. I believe just one goal literally could change this. Yes, it's 4-0, but once again, this hasn't been that type of game. It's been a game that New Amsterdam has just been super efficient with their shots.
Well, just if Chicago House could start to have their offensive confidence move in the right direction. They haven't been a high-scoring team. It's very early in the season, but that could be one facet of their game they work on.
No, definitely.
There's their big target man, Wojciech, in pursuit. Ball calmed down by Bedward. He's had a solid game in the back line for the visitors. Well defended by Chicago House. Morris with the clearance. Problem is, at this stage of the game, it's still New Amsterdam FC with a ton of possession. Another change. Looks like Jared Gilby ready to come on, replace Siobhan John Brown. Now you start to see some of these players late in the game. They're just drenched. Maybe that's why there was a hydration break. It was such a humid day, as we touched upon.
Yeah.
Morris trying to defend out there. Able to jab it loose. Well done. Just couldn't connect with Huffman.
Substitution for Amsterdam FC. Exiting the match, number 77.
Still one of the keys CJ Brown wanted to see improve from last week was better possession. You saw in the first half, but overall, have you seen it tonight from Chicago House?
It's definitely been spells, which I've been definitely happy with. And I know CJ's been happy with it, or would be happy with it as well. But they haven't, it just hasn't been enough, right? It hasn't been enough. And also, once again, Dan, they just haven't finished.
Yeah, they had a few chances. The captain, Drew Connor, stands over the ball. Maybe the third time is the charm. We saw two nice deliveries earlier this half from Connor. Keeps it on the deck. Musa Morris tries to go back to Connor. Instead, it's regathered in by New Amsterdam FC. Just looking for a safe outlet, and they find it. Handball there on Michael Kafari, well detected. Well, it's great to be watching the beautiful game live after the last year and a half that everyone has gone through.
Yeah, it's been a tough year and a half, definitely for all of us.
Yep, including the guys running around on the field.
Yeah.
The last man back is David Abador. Now has some support around him. Skirting a tackle there. Numbers advantage here for New Amsterdam FC. Another huge stop, Novotny. That was shot more at him, so he just had to fight it off. Unlike some of the other previous saves. 81st minute. Chicago House down by 4. And a House player who missed that tackle on that attack, Mijatovic, remains down along the far touchline.
Novotny is certainly informed tonight. Yes, the scoreline doesn't really reflect that per se, but if you've been watching this game, you've seen that he's made some big saves, and the scoreline could be a little bit worse, but Novotny's been doing a great job.
Yeah, a couple of those placed goals by Malongo, Superman couldn't get a paw to, so there's no blame for the keeper.
No.
There's an experienced communicator, Michael Novotny, checking in with his defenders. Stefan Mijatovic, nice to see him walk that off. He's a sturdy young man. There's that beautiful badge we talk about, Chicago House AC. Good fall colors as well, with a little orange as we approach October.
Yeah, gotta like that. They've done a great job here. the Chicago branding and everything that just has to surround Chicago House.
It takes a while. This is just year one. We forget Major League Soccer. Just a few years ago, they were in the teething stage compared to other sports leagues.
Definitely.
Wojcik gathers it in. Musa Morris into the area, and that's quickly knocked away by Javon Waugh. They call him the general, big number 24 back there. Is that Mael Malongo down in the midfield for, it is, New Amsterdam FC. So this has been a recurring theme here late on a warm, humid night in the Chicagoland area.
Like you might have a, if it's a hamstring or calf or knee.
Never supposed to speculate about an injury as a commentator, but just your point brought it up. When you see a trainer do this to a player, it could be a variety of things, couldn't it?
It could. But being around the game quite some time, you can see when trainers come on, the way they're maneuvering a player's leg, is it their knee? You can see, like, okay, maybe that's a knee issue or ankle issue or hamstring or something like that.
Well, his shift is over. It's been a quality one for Mael Malongo with the brace.
Not a bad night for him at the office. Couple goals.
Exiting the match, number 24, Stefan Mijatovic, and entering the match, number 2, John Riccio Jr.
So John Riccio Jr. just recently signed, gets his first minutes for Chicago House. In the meantime, steaming forward, New Amsterdam FC. Kafari back. Booted far away from goal. Wojcik sprouting up.
Substitution for New Amsterdam FC in the 85th minute of play. Exiting the match,
Wojcik showing speed for a big man. He's got nice touch for a big man as well. Keeps fighting forward.
Handball.
Ooh, there was some shouts for it.
I'd like to see the replay on that one.
Drew Connor. Musa Morris keeps the ball moving for Chicago House.
I don't know. Listen, it was a tough tackle. It was a tough tackle. The angle we're at, I couldn't really see if he got the ball or not. Got the ball there. He kind of followed through.
Like we said, being a referee is not easy.
Not easy.
Evan Nadaner, his first few touches off the bench for New Amsterdam FC. Mateo Kidd with the recent play, number 22 for Chicago House AC. He started the play that led to the game-winning goal in stoppage time from Wojcik last weekend. John Riccio. Onto the ball, Drew Connor. Just playing it out wide, watching the minutes and seconds tick away. Rather tick up, but this game tick away with this 4-0 lead for New Amsterdam FC. Kafari. It was last spring he was with New Amsterdam. Prior to that, Detroit FC for Michael Kafari. Drew Connor's pass is intercepted. But cover back for Chicago House. Wojcik trying to turn the other way. Had a couple options in front of him.
Yeah, he just hasn't been able to complete that last pass. They've been finding his feet a little bit here in the second half, and he just has not been able to find the feet of the player he needs to.
Drew Connor with the tackle, but it's called a foul. And there's a guy, C.J. Brown was saying it was perfect timing, Drew Connor, to come to Chicago House. His pro career is starting to wind down, starting to think about making that transition into the next stage of his life. Sure, C.J. said he can go play for any USL team right now, but wants to be close to home. His family can come watch him, and again, maybe start to think ahead about that next transition and phase of your professional life outside of soccer.
Yeah, it's definitely a very interesting position that he's in, but it seems like he's made a quality decision here. Be with House.
Plus, he loves house music, so I mean, where else?
you know, but that's the thing, though. I mean, when for my last year playing, I re-signed with Chicago, and you know, could have gone overseas. I mean, I thought about it, you know, things like that, but you know, you think about quality of life, family, friends, so on and so forth. And so that may have been a lot of the reason Drew decided to sign here.
Because I know your mindset probably thinking, I've already stalled the next phase of my life enough, and it's perhaps time to shift into that direction.
Yeah, it's a thought, definitely.
Especially when your body wasn't cooperating the way you wanted it to.
Yeah. Wish it would have held out a little bit longer.
The voice of Dason Robinson, his broadcasting debut tonight. Smashing success, former MLS Cup champ. So we expect that. Late times here in Bridgeview.
The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 3 minutes.
Just 3 minutes.
What a touch.
3 minutes.
Drew Connor knifing it into the area. Wojcik rising up off the goal post. Wojcik almost with the first ever home house goal.
Yeah, he's a problem in the air for defenders.
It's just like that 90th minute game winner last weekend. Just out of nowhere, he sprouts up. But there, just missed it.
But like I said, you can see the energy even with just hitting the post. If Chicago is find just one goal, right, I think things would shift dramatically.
We've seen a handful of goalposts tonight.
Yeah.
A little too much venom on that cross. The dying embers of this first ever home match for Chicago House AC. Playing this game off with a little possession and the comforts of a big lead on the road.
A little keep ball from New Amsterdam.
This is 3 straight with a positive result now for New Amsterdam FC after they struggled in their inaugural spring season. Much better times here in the fall.
Yeah, they're 4th in the table currently. Depending on how results go from here on out, and they move up.
Well done by David Abador. The final seconds of this one. Bowie and Kafari along the far touchline. Javon Waugh to the back with authority, punching it forward. Zabador has to be careful. Last man back there. This one goes full time. Final result, New Amsterdam FC over Chicago House AC 4-0. It was fun to see this young emerging team in person live, but not the result, obviously, that they were looking for tonight.
Yeah, not at all. Started out very promising from Chicago. I saw some great movement, great ball movement, great tactics. At the end of the day, they did not put the ball in the back of the net.
So, the roadside New Amsterdam FC, well, they just keep on rolling. Clean sheet for Sheldon Parkinson. They fill the net up. Wojciech there, able to talk to some young supporters, though, and tell them that better days are ahead for Chicago House AC. We'll talk about this one, we'll talk about the next one, and a little bit more when we return. Once again, the final, New Amsterdam FC 4, Chicago House AC 0.
I think what makes championship teams are those the core players that can work. Being in Chicago, it's not hard to find those guys.
Just a bunch of familiar names, and we're going to try and build a core. We're going to show people what Chicago is about.
It's always been that thing like, oh, what could it be if we could all just play here?
I think that's one of the coolest things about this team is you do have a lot of local guys from a lot of different backgrounds.
For the guys that are from here, you know, we're building something special.
The food, the people, the music, which is deeply tied to what we're doing here as well with the Chicago House.
You can't ever go wrong with Chicago when it comes to vibes.
It's come full circle with CJ and the guys that I grew up playing with. It's simply the best.
This is Chicago House. This is Chicago House. This is Chicago House.
We know the thrill of pushing your body to that ultimate high.
And we understand how injury brings the most painful low.
Whether you suffer a tear, a sprain, a break, or the effects of time.
The sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital gets you moving again.
We treat Olympic, professional, and amateur athletes, student athletes, and everyday people seeking active lives.
Our expert physicians and nurses diagnose your problem and provide state-of-the-art, non-surgical, and surgical treatment.
Physical therapists and rehabilitation experts guide your body back to the motion you want and need.
There's no injury too big
or too small,
because when it's your body,
your passion,
your mission to get back to doing what you love,
the sports medicine team at Weiss Memorial Hospital will get you there.
At Moonlight, we believe better nights lead to better days, and better days add up to a better life. All of our mattresses use safe seam and fire-resistant technology without any spray-on chemicals. Not to mention our products are made right here in the USA in a little city called Elgin, Illinois. Our commitment to quality doesn't stop there. Just look at all those certifications. At the end of the day, or the middle of the night, Moonlight mattresses are the best choice for both baby and family. Moonlight. Better nights, better days.
Little post-match fireworks here. SeatGeek Stadium, Bridgeview, Illinois. Chicago House AC has just fallen to New Amsterdam FC 4-0, but we saw a lot of great plays from both sides this evening, including from the man of the match, Mael Malongo. They said he's a game changer, and that report did not disappoint tonight because he changed the game a few times.
No, not at all. He definitely did his thing tonight. He got some great moves, separated himself quite a bit from the defenders, created some space for himself and put the ball in the back of the net. He was dangerous all night. Threw balls, long balls, balls over the top. He made it very challenging for House's back line.
And leading the celebration as well, Mael Malongo, one of the big reasons the visitors emerged victorious tonight. He allowed 4 goals, but Michael Novotny had some huge clutch saves. And Michael Novotny, the veteran goalkeeper who provides a steady presence to this club, had our save of the match. He had a lot of saves of the match, really.
Yeah, he did. And here's one right now, off the free kick, full extension. Gets a big paw on that and make sure that it does not end up in the back of the net. I mean, that's what you ask from your keepers. And he did his thing right there.
Yeah, there was a lot of chances from both teams. Also cracking the post a few times. And you see the range there, Michael Novotny. He's not 6'4", almost a full moon with the fireworks going off. And we saw a lot of highlights as well tonight, especially from the House's perspective. I felt the first half was their better of the 2 halves.
Yeah, definitely. Look, they had some spells of possession, had some opportunity there, but once again, they did not put the ball in the back of the net. And how do we win games? You play quality defense and put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, the earlier pain delivered by Malongo, and it started to pile on.
And once again, you can see how Musa was creating opportunities. He found himself playing the ball up top, and he was dangerous all night when they found him. But as a team, they kind of waned. Chicago did in the second half, and didn't keep them off the scoreboard.
And there's the goal I said, maybe a few mistakes made.
Yeah. I think that's the one that really, that's one of the ones that really hurt Chicago, because the game was fairly even, and then they scored that one.
We saw excellent placement on a few shots. There's another big Novotny save, but the pressure just kept coming on the follow-through.
Yeah, the thing about it is Chicago was putting so much pressure on them early in the second half. They came out and did a great job, but they just weren't able to capitalize when they had the opportunities.
So that's a wrap on night number 1, at least for the home schedule for Chicago House. We look at the overall schedule, what's upcoming. They fell a few weeks earlier to Detroit City FC. They have tremendous support at their home park. This will be a road game for Detroit City, and another opportunity to try to secure that first ever home win for House.
Yeah, I know they're looking forward to it. Once again, I know Chicago hoped to get the victory tonight, but next week we got another opportunity.
Get an extra day of training too, C.J. Brown, this week, because back to the drawing board for Chicago House. Try to get back to the winning ways they were on prior to this matchup. Well, for my partner, Dason Robinson, and our great crew, thank you so much for watching Chicago House AC. I believe 8 more home matches will be streamed throughout this season in late August, September, October, and of course 2 matches in November as well. And we know how beautiful the fall weather is in the Chicagoland area, and hopefully it's an improving Chicago House team that we're covering.
Yeah, I know. Listen, they have a good product. They do. They have good players, great coach, great leadership in the front office. So I know they're looking for a great product and results on the field. So, and I know what's going to happen.
That's Dason. I'm Dan. We'll talk to you next Sunday. Thanks so much and good night.
At Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, it's our job to make the complex simple. When your life is sidelined by an injury, surgery, or a condition keeping you from doing what you love, our services aim to get you pain-free and fully functioning. We truly care about our patient outcomes. helping you achieve your goals and improve your quality of life. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. Love your life.
This Chicago House Athletic Club broadcast is brought to you by the Chicago Center for Orthopedics at Weiss Memorial Hospital, by Nike Soccer, by Physical Therapy and Balance, and by Eat Clean Chicago.